Luxury makeup worth the price. We're going to be doing a full face, getting ready together. I have shopped my stash for makeup that is expensive, y'all, but that I do not regret purchasing. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get ready together. I will link my skincare that I put on this morning in the description box, but we are starting out with our primer. This is the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This primer kind of like blurs. It gives me a smooth canvas for my makeup. It helps the makeup glide on and stay. It is just luxurious. It has the gold flecks in there. Now the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is like a cult favorite product for a reason. There are lots of products like this, but to me, this one is worth the money. It's thin, it dries down, it's glowy. I love products that are like this, but this is still my holy grail. Now you can use this product on its own. You can see it gave me a little bit of coverage, but it's glowy without being too glowy, even for my oily skin. Instead of using it on its own today, I'm just pressing in a light layer on top of my primer, but before I go in with foundation, to give me just a little bit of that lit from within look underneath my foundation. We are going in with the expensive, but the amazing Louboutin foundation. I love this stuff, y'all. It's matte. It's full coverage, it's glam, it's expensive, but I tell you, I have not regretted buying this foundation. It lasts all day, and even the packaging, the component, everything is luxury. Even though it is that skin-like finish, it does cover all of my blemishes, imperfections, redness, and it does so in such a beautiful, healthy way. Because of how this foundation wears, because of how it sinks into the skin and doesn't go patchy or anything weird on me, to me, that makes it definitely worth that high price. Dior concealer. I love this, the Forever Skin Correct Concealer. Every penny that I spend on this, all $40 worth. I love this concealer. I love the way it blends. I love that it wears all day. I love that it doesn't emphasize texture for me. I love that I can trust this concealer to do what it says it's going to do. The bottle is also like super heavy, weighty, like it feels like luxury packaging, and that makes a difference to me when I'm spending a luxury price point. I want to go for kind of that bright under eye look today. So I'm going to use my Peach Lowlighter from Rodial. I'm just going to put on a tiny bit of this right here, kind of on the inner part of my under eye area. I'm going to let this set for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to press it in, and it's just going to give me a little bit of peachy brightness, not a ton of like coverage or anything, but it's just going to brighten everything up, and I want to look like kind of awake and fresh today, so this is going to do it for me. The newest luxury product to my collection is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I purchased this after thinking about this for so long, and I have not been disappointed, y'all. So in this duo, you get a contour slash bronzer and a highlighter. These are cream products. And I have found my favorite way to use this duo is with more of like a skin tint, a balm, something like that on those like light coverage days. But since we're talking about all our favorite luxury products today, I could not talk about this, you know? This product is just so incredibly skin-like. It blends easily. It looks so seamless on the skin. That's why I reach for it on days where I'm doing a little bit lighter coverage, because it looks flawless, effortless. Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. Undupable product in my opinion. Yes, there are lots of beautiful liquid blushes, and if you are like, Heather, I'm not doing luxury makeup, definitely check out some of my other videos. I recently did a full face of ColourPop video, so I have lots of drugstore content on my channel as well. This Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand I love. I own multiple shades for a reason. This just gives like this lit from within cheek. It's seamless, it's glowy without being greasy looking. It blends easily. This shade right here, I'm obsessed with right now, the Pink Gasm Sunset. And I say obsessed because I don't know another word for it. Like, I love this shade so much. Givenchy Prisme Libre Powder. This looks gimmicky, but trust me, it is luxury, and I do not regret buying this. The gimmick kind of comes in with these like 4 different powders that are in different components, and then you kind of mix them, but it sets everything down. It mattifies. My oil doesn't eat this up. I've also heard people with dry skin really love how smooth this makes everything look, but those colors mix together and they give me like a setting powder that sets everything beautifully while also giving me a little color correction if I need that. And when these powders are blended together, it just looks flawless and seamless under the eyes. What more could I want from a powder? I don't know. I hate that it's $60 because that's so expensive, but also I get it. I'm gonna quickly fill in my brow. I will link it and everything I talk about today down in the description box. I will also put in a pinned comment with all the links and names of everything, so definitely check there if you're curious. After my brows are filled in, I'm gonna use this clear gel pomade, whatever it is called, from Gerard. And I'm just going to lay my brows in place. This Gerard product kind of caught me by surprise because I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I do. I like brow holds that are really super strong, and I know a lot of people don't like that. They want something that's a little more natural feeling in the brows. And I have found that this kind of gives me both of those things. Like if I touch my brows, they don't feel like hard or sticky or anything, but also I can lay my brows in place and they stay all day. This was gifted to me from the brand. Now, most of these products I paid for myself. Some of them were gifted to me, but of course, all opinions are my own. Laura Mercier Real Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder. This powder is really beautiful for buffing in and using as a finishing powder. I don't love it to set my face, but when I go in very lightly, kind of the perimeter of my face, like this, with the big fluffy brush and just buff it in, I find it to be so beautiful. It just kind of takes that powdery set look away because I do need to kind of lock my makeup in. I mean, I'm wearing it all day, but I don't want to look completely flat matte all over, things like that. I just use this to kind of buff in, and it's so pretty. A little goes a long way. You don't need a lot of this. So even though it is that luxury price point, I do think it will last a long time, and I can appreciate that. Hourglass. I love these powder from Hourglass. If you watched my Best of Every Brand at Sephora video, you will know that the Ambient Lighting Volume 3 palette, while it's $70, I love this. I use it all the time. It's so beautiful as bronzer. I think Hourglass has a beautiful powder formula. They have several different formulas, but they're just worth every penny to me. I don't regret it. If this were to disappear from my collection now, I would run out and buy it because it sinks into the skin, and there's something so beautiful about an Hourglass powder that just is seamless and effortless while still being glam. I like to mix all three. I have Eternal Light, Transcendent Light, and Prismatic Strobe Light in this palette. Now I have that Tom Ford underneath that I use to kind of sculpt the face and everything like that. So this Hourglass is just gonna go on top. Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. This is a beautiful setting spray with a beautiful mist that really locks everything in. It gives me this soft focus effect. And what I love this for is keeping my makeup locked in place even in the humidity. I live in a very humid place, and this has a claim that it helps makeup be water resistant. Not that you need to dunk your head underwater in this spray, but if you're having a lot of humidity, something like that, it's gonna help extend the wear of your makeup. I find that this definitely does that. It doesn't give me a matte finish. It doesn't give me a too glowy finish. It just makes everything look skin-like. I wanna add just a little bit of my Dior Rosy Glow Blush in Rosewood right on top of that Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just using a tiny bit of this. If you've been with me for a while, you know how much I love these Dior blushes. They are expensive at $40 each, but I own every shade. They're coming out with more shades, and I plan to buy whatever they come out with in this formula. It's a very buildable formula, and I like that. It's hard to go overboard no matter the shade. You can build these up as much as you want, or you can wear these in a more sheer light way if you want. They never look cakey, they never look powdery, they never look like they're sitting on top of the skin, and I love them for that. Charlotte Tilbury knows lip products. She knows lip products, she does, and that's why I keep going back to her. This lip pencil right here, her Cheat Reshape Resize Lip Liner in Iconic Nude. It's one of those lip formulas that just glides on without any tugging on the lips, but it's also a formula that stays put, which is not always the easiest to find in a lip liner. Sometimes you have to pick, like, is it long wear or is it easy to apply? But with Charlotte Tilbury, she gets both. And it's so many shades to choose from, which I really appreciate. And it's why I continue to buy these luxury priced lip liners. I feel the same way about her lipsticks. I'm gonna be using Runway Royalty. I love her lipsticks. When she launched her new ones in the pink component, all the pink shades, I bought those. I have several in her like rose gold packaging that are beautiful. These lipsticks are so comfortable on the lips. The tones that she has to choose from are gorgeous. I think that she keeps expanding the line for a reason, because so many people love this formula, but I keep going back to this formula and I keep repurchasing it because of how nice the quality of the lipsticks are. And this will stay, and it will not wear away in a weird way. You know, where your lipstick starts getting patchy and it just doesn't wear away evenly. This wears away evenly, and I love them. I am an eyeshadow lover. I will buy a palette for any reason, and Pat McGrath makes beautiful eyeshadows. We're gonna use this palette today. This just has beautiful green tones. It has some beautiful brown and black shades. We have some of her like really sparkly special topper shadows, and I wanna create something. I really kind of wanna play with this black sparkly shadow here, and then we have this like multi-chrome duochrome blue to purple shade, but I'm kind of feeling this more green today. I'm not sure. I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow primer and we're gonna create. I'm gonna start with that sparkly black shade. I told y'all it was just calling to me, but Pat McGrath palettes are so pricey. I remember when Pat McGrath first launched, seeing her eyeshadow palettes at $125 and wondering if they are worth it. Pat McGrath is such an incredible makeup artist, and I love eyeshadows always. I'm always down to try something new, so I just had to try her palettes, and to me, I've never regretted buying one of her palettes. I don't buy every single one she releases, but I do have quite a large collection of them, and I'm always happy with them because the quality, like, she just doesn't miss. She does not miss. Look at how wet that looks. Now I'm grabbing that metallic green shade. Oh, it's so pretty. And I don't want it to overtake our look, so I'm just gonna keep it on this very inner part of our lid. It's such a beautiful, intense shade, And I think that's something that Pat McGrath does really well. I think there are a lot of independently owned brands that do shades like this, very intense. And that's what makes them worth that price point for me. I just want to keep that right in here. Like I said, I don't want to make this like an overwhelming green look. I want to keep this more like dark with this black kind of being our focus. So I'm just gonna make sure I have a nice little blend. And then I'm gonna take this matte shade and put that in my outer corner. I'm keeping the matte on the lid lash line right here, and then kind of out a little bit. I'm gonna extend it a little past my eye to help kind of like smoke things out. And I want my deep set eyes to be more open. So once I have most of the shadow off my brush from my blending, I'm just gonna kind of go right on top of that black and green, right kind of above it, and blending a little bit to make it a little more blended. I'm taking the brown matte under the lower lash line too. Pat McGrath has a beautiful matte eyeshadow formula as well. I would love to see her do more matte eyeshadows because I know her sparkly shades are so beautiful, but her mattes are really nice, easy to blend, and pigmented as well. So I'm just pulling that under. I have to go in with this beautiful, super sparkly white pink duochrome right here on the inner corner. And then I'm going to throw on my Dark Star Pat McGrath mascara that I love, some liner, and a lash, and I will be back. This Westman Atelier powder is so over the top expensive, and I'm telling you, I did not want to love this powder. My friend Karen Harris actually gave me this powder, and I tried it as a setting powder, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it's nice. I don't love it. Definitely not worth the price point, until I tried it as like an under eye finishing brightening type step. Definitely extra. Definitely not like something you need to do every day, but I like to take it just like this on kind of a fluffy brush, right under the eyes, right in the pore area, and it just kind of, it gives me a little extra brightness because I am in the shade Translucent. Gives me a little extra blurring kind of right to the center of the face. And I'm telling you, when I want to be like next level, look a little more awake, and just that little something something, I reach for this powder. And I'm sorry, but I love it. It's so expensive, but I love using it. These new Natasha Denona highlighters, beautiful. I'm gonna use the shade medium today, but I bought the light and medium shades. Medium is a little more warm, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I love this formula. This is the Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier High Gen Highlighter, and it's really this like cream powder formula that looks perfect on the face. Now, I do have some glow from that Charlotte Tilbury Glow Wand, but this, you can use a little and get that truly lit from within glow to your skin. It sinks in without being glittery or chunky or like a stripe on your face, and it just gives you the most beautiful glow. But I'm going to use a little bit more because I want to be like Aphrodite today, like that otherworldly, beautiful luminosity glow to my skin. Beautiful, beautiful formula. Just stunning, creamy feeling without lifting products underneath. I've used it before I set my face, after I set my face, and it works no matter what. It's just one of Natasha Denona's best products ever. Last but not least, I'm gonna put on a little gloss. Isamaya. I was late to trying this brand. Luxury, beautiful. This lip lac though is so sparkly, so much like glitter, but not gritty, not goopy. And it's gonna be gorgeous on top of this Charlotte Tilbury lip color. And it's gonna be gorgeous paired with the eye look. Like this silvery shade, I love. I think Isamaya really knows lip gloss because this formula, not sticky, not goopy, not gritty, but sparkly and comfy on the lips. I actually had to go get this out of my purse because I've been using it and just like carrying it everywhere with me. Here is my full face of a luxury makeup, y'all. I absolutely love my look, and I love makeup, all types of makeup. Indie makeup, drugstore makeup, high-end makeup, probably some brands that you've never even heard of. So stick around here at my channel, don't leave. I'm sure I have tons of videos that you would enjoy if you love makeup.